Sorry, I just want to mention you brought up something. You said it took the families, right? And the families are what people are listening to. This is falling off for some reason. Um, but just to bring it back to the point that it takes families to build a nation. It wasn't the government that built America. It was the families who were in Congress. It's the families who were willing to stand up for what we believe in that built our nation today and built all the other ones, of course. But that's where we stem from, is from the families that God created and formed.
Well, I think as well, like with Robert E. Lee, it would have been very different if he hadn't had that history, that family history. If he didn't know his history, I mean pacing the floor all night long, going, I wish we were a nation. Like I wish we were one nation right now,
United.
but we're not. There's all these different states that do different things, and it's not within my power to change what Virginia's gonna do. And if I have to go on the other side, I'm gonna be shooting at my own house. Like, besides but I know that my family believes in these principles, and even as you said before, even Robert E. Lee manuscripts or otherwise, sets emancipates his own slaves before the Gettysburg Address. And so it's not like these people were like trying to hold on to some evil that they couldn't get rid of or anything. But it takes more than that. I kind of see the whole Lee family story kind of like the way that we interpret David in the Bible, where between David and Bathsheba. So if we only looked at
The bad.
the bad parts of David, then nobody would ever read Psalms, first of all, right? But then as well,
Yeah.
right, we wouldn't actually enjoy the scriptures. But then as well, between David and Bathsheba, not in the first instance, but after their marriage, we get Solomon, right? We get King Solomon. And so it's like, yeah, guys, the road is bumpy. Like the road is bumpy. It's awkward. It's not always smooth. It's not always easy.
And we're not always perfect in any means.
Right. We're not angels, yet, so we can't expect that. But what we can do is look at what we have, look at the good things and emulate the good things that we need. Are you still with me?
That was weird.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, my screen just went,
No,
for a
no,
second.
still felt here.
So
And I'm thinking, as you're talking, I'm thinking about the families that were destroyed during the war, that were torn apart.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's tragic, right? Tragic. It weakened our country.
absolutely.
You need to acknowledge that.
Uh-huh.
This is why we can never have another civil war, because it can only hurt us as a country. We have to figure out how to preserve democracy
Right.
and preserve states' rights and preserve having a strong government, federal government, because God knows in this crazy world we live in, we better have a strong military, we better have a strong sense of
Yep.
country to make it right. So all these things that have to happen, and these were all issues that were in different ways dealt with at the formation of the country. We're still dealing
Right.
with them now, just
Right.
in different circumstances and different ways. But it does, at the end of the day, come down to you and your family. You've got to teach your children these things the way it was shared with me around the dinner table. Teach your children about these principles, because that allows us to have a foundation, so then we go out into the world and deal with these questions, which are thorny questions and issues, and we're making our decisions about what we're going to do politically and socially and morally and all the rest. We have some foundation, both historical and moral, and that's really, really important. And I think that's one of the reasons why the Society of Leaders of Virginia, which I'm a lifetime member of, is become over the years more important to me. When my grandmother first told me, "Oh yeah, I've made you a lifetime member of the Society of Leaders of Virginia," I was like 15 years old, and I was like, "What does that mean?" Like, I didn't mean anything to me, right? Well, today it means a lot, because this is the family that I come from, that had a lot to do with the country, where I was founded.